Hey folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole.
The future. The final frontier. It has never been so uncertain as now. AI, VR, haptic wear, nanotechnology, mass destruction with a remote click. Now we are finally seeing the true potential and dangers of an ever-connected and overly policed hyper-technological world. Have we finally become the architect of our own demise? Is there still hope? Welcome to the future. Welcome to Punk Droid.
Mr. Chris, what up? Also, Christgau from rock and roll band Five Finger Death Punch. Heard that you're about to launch your newest board game, Gods of Metal, where you take on the persona of different metal musicians to stop the overlords and their demons from taking over reality. I think I know a metal musician that can help you fight those overlords and those demons. That is me, Christgau. So, shout out to you, Chris. Shout out to all of the Laughing Rogue crew. And shout out to Gods of Metal. I will be in there taking over reality from the demons and the overlords. Christgau. Just like it says there on my hat, in case I forget. I do play bass.
An ancient darkness is breaking through into our reality. The overlords are coming. Their demons united, they'll stop at nothing to tear our world to shreds. And the only thing that can stop them is the power of metal. You have been chosen by the gods of metal to lead this crusade of finger-shredding fury. You must write the sick riffs, craft the awesome lyrics, find unholy rhythms, and set the heads banging. Show the overlords that their darkness is nothing compared to yours. Gods of Metal is a co-op deck-building game for 1 to 4 players. You and your bandmates must work to create the most powerful band in human history. Find mystical instruments of legend, outlandish costumes to improve your powers, and recruit mascots to help you battle the overlords. Find the power of pure decibels and use them to destroy your enemies by crafting songs that will literally blow their minds. Form a band. Save the world. Gods of Metal. Now on Kickstarter.
Hello, everyone. Today is an amazing day, for I have taken over the show, and we are going to do what we can to have a blast, have a fun, and be amazing. Hello, Gray Wolf. I hope all is doing well. Les is unavailable at the moment, so we'll be talking about various subjects, having fun. Things will be a little chaotic. I also have a guest, Jason Spriggs. He's another artist that we're working together with, so we can take a few minutes. Hello, Jason.
Hello, Charles. How are you?
Happy. Now, I understand you're in the foreign state of Florida.
I am. Yes, the dangling appendage that is Florida.
Yes.
Actually, no, I quite like it.
I can imagine.
For a lot of reasons now.
Yes, especially the taxes. Now, part of why I have Jason on is he has a very interesting career in multimedia, comics. He's a really good artist. In fact, he's currently working on, or he designed and artist one of the books known as, give the title, please.
To which one?
Yeah,
666?
Yeah.
The
full title. Give the full title.
God, what was the full title? I only drew the bloody thing. I didn't write it.
Gone in 666 seconds.
Gone in 666 seconds. That's it.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Which made it funny. So
Actually, I could have just pulled up the artwork. I've got it in front of me.
Right. But why don't you pull it up so we could show the people, a sneak peek to it. This is going to be a Kickstarter that we're doing soon, which I think is just great.
How do we do that?
Oh, I don't know. Just pull it on the screen and try to screen share.
Down below where it says present.
Yes.
Right below the screen where it says present. Click
Yep.
on that. It'll open you a menu. One of them will say share your screen.
Right. So yeah, it says present. It's a little computer with a plus.
I got it.
So try that out, Jason. And what's kind of cool is you could even draw. So if you got your pet tablet set up and stuff, you can show.
No, my tablet is.
On your computer.
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah, we're currently falling into infinity. So get that piece up ready that you have. So Jason, tell me, where did you grow up, and what was your motivation? Whoa, that's so cool.
Hang on, you wanted to go for 666, right?
Yeah. That's highly impressive.
Sorry, I got the beach ball of death.
Yes. Well, that's because you're on a Mac.
Well, yeah, and I'm on a Mac Studio, so it should just be warp speed. But for some reason,
that is from. Oh, there we go. Zoom in on that.
Zoom in on it.
Yeah. There you go. Control plus and then scroll so we could look at the top and the bottom.
We don't want people to read it.
No, that's okay. You're in the first page.
Yeah, you're right. It was a dark and stormy night. No, it didn't start.
No. We're not going to read it. We're going to let them read it. But I wanted to know a little bit about your background. Where did you start and with your art, and what was your muse for comics? Were you trained normally, or was it a thing where it just came from the skies above?
I was trained abnormally.
Really?
As in most things. Yeah. But no, how did it start? I always drew as a kid, you know, as most kids do. And I had I guess a vague aptitude. Oh, look, we're going through time. Let me get rid of that. I always drew, and it never went away. And I was always, in history class or geometry class, I'd be like drawing in the margins of tests and stuff. They'd always give me A+ for art, D for content or whatever the subject we were. I wasn't a very good student. Anyway, so I got out of that, and then out of school, and I went to work for the biggest comic store in San Diego called Comic Kingdom.
Oh,
do you know
Comic Kingdom? Yeah,
it was run by Jack Dickens.
Okay,
and I worked with Dave Estrada, who was Jackie's ex-husband. Yeah, we were.
Yes.
Yeah, small world, right?
Right.
So anyway, I worked for Comic Kingdom, and I met a lot of artists that would come in. Local guy, Ed Brubaker, the writer, he was a regular.
Yeah.
He was a buddy before he became Ed Brubaker. And Eric Shanower from the Oz books back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And then more established. Valentino would come in, and other people. So anyway, somehow I ended up working for San Diego Comic Convention before it was what it is now.
Right.
When it was a comic convention with a few guests.
Okay.
So I met a lot more people. Anyway, I was just drawing, any opportunity I could get. I was also playing in a band, and I was also bartending. So it was sex, drugs, rock and roll, and comic books.
Right.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But yeah, it was an interesting time. So
interject real quick. I've been noticing there are a lot of artists who seems to have bands. Like I just met Afua Richardson.
Yeah.
And she does amazing Afrocentric artwork, and she was in a band.
I guess it's just creative outlet, and whether it's written prose or music, there's always a story to be told, right?
Right.
I'm by my day job, I'm a video editor and writer.
Yeah.
So again, another way of telling a story. But so the comic book thing has always sort of been a constant. And I've had a couple close opportunities to get into the business, and through my own fault or through lack of my own fault, whatever the phrase is, never made it. But I've always drawn. I've always done. When people find out you can draw, oh, could you do us an ad for this product? Or so I'm more of a commercial artist. Yeah, let's put it that way. Commercial artist, and but the comic thing has never left, and the storytelling thing has never left. And then so I've done a lot of different, calendars, superhero themed calendars for credit unions, and ads for non-scratchable eyewear, and just I just did a thing for a big party in New York at Caprese Salad. No,
okay,
that's not the name of the place. I want to say Caprese Center, but it's not. This is Salad. Anyway, Cipriani's opposite Grand Central.
Yeah.
It's a great venue. Anyway, they had, I think it was that. Could be wrong. Anyway, so they do a bunch of,
But back to the Comic Cons.
Yeah. So I worked for Comic Con, and there wasn't much of that. It was just a couple of years of doing that, working with Faye Desmond, Dave Scroggie, who went off to work. I think he went off to Dark Horse. Back in the day, and I hear Faye is still running Comic Con. Bless her.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, because that was I was working there in 1990, I think.
Yeah. I remember Jackie Estrada and her husband. Is not Lance, not Lane. Oh my gosh.
Well, Bat Lash.
Bat and Lash. That's it. See. I've always been like Cheesehead when it came to how you're able to go name. It's me. It's that guy. Oh yeah, him. And it's always been a fog, which is so annoying.
Yeah, no, I have my Rain Man moments with that, and other days I'm just like, yeah. So
Matt Lash, he was quite amazing too.
Yeah, we lost him a couple of years ago. It's sad.
I know. I mean, we were buddies, and just a small aside, I got his book on Kickstarter, and I guess he knew I was getting it because he signed it and left a personal message. And it almost seemed like a goodbye message, and I found it confusing.
Oh.
And then he passed, and I discovered he had cancer.
Yeah, he must have known it.
Yeah, because we were going to work on a project together for Haunting Tales of Bachelor's Grove, just like you have.
Yeah.
With this, which is coming out in issue 4.
Right.
So let's go back to the evolution. I know that I keep moving side to side.
That's all right. So the evolution. Yeah, so yeah, went through my 20s. Like I said, it's like regular rock and roll and comics or commercial art.
Yeah.
Getting into editing. I went to college for film.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No.
I went to San Diego City College.
Okay, I went to Columbia for film and
animation. I was poor.
Yeah.
So City College. I actually had the same. I've said this before on interviews, but I had the same writing teacher as Cameron Crowe, the writer director. Yeah. She would never forget to remind us that she was Cameron Crowe's writing teacher. And I ran into him years later.
Yes.
I just had to come. I was like, did you have a writing teacher at San Diego City named Hope Shaw? He goes, yeah, how is she? like, I don't know, I've been out of school for 10 years, you know, but it was nice to validate it, I guess. Not that I didn't, but yeah, she was a great teacher. I got an A+ in that class. I think that's the only class I've ever gotten an A+ in, was screenwriting. So so got out of that, and I got into editing, and then long story short, kind of exhausted my welcome in my 20s.
At the college?
No, my wore out my welcome of being in my 20s.
Oh,
and, it was time to grow up. I got the hell out of town, San Francisco, San Diego, and then went to Germany to work with my brother-in-law and sister, and ended up being a producer for live events over there, live and recorded events.
Wow. And
met my buddy Mike, who's currently my writing partner, Michael Langendorfer. He was a buddy of my brother-in-law's. He was over there for a bit, and he went to work too at the Officers Club and the Enlisted Club. And he would build sets for events that we would do, themed events for the troops, for the officers and enlisted types. And so I designed sets, he built them, and I produced the show, and it was a lot of fun. It was no budget, but we managed to always pull it off. You know, those were
what you do in filmmaking.
Sorry,
that's often what you do in filmmaking.
Oh yeah, well, Nicholas Meyer, creativity thrives on restriction, right? So that was fun. So then I came back to the States, came here to Florida after 3.5 years there. That was enough, and met some wonderful people. Traveled all over Europe again. Went back to England finally because I'd never been back since, I don't know, around the time I worked at Comic Kingdom, but right before I started college. So it had been a good 10 years. But had enough of that. Came back to Florida. Ended up working for a design company called Wacky World Studios that we would do murals and bar relief and 3-dimensional set pieces. We would turn churches into Disneyland. It was, it was really cool. And so that kind of fostered my drawing some more, my commercial art.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until fairly recently. Oh yeah, that's right. I met Bob Layton, who the legendary artist writer Bob Layton he's drawn everything. Every as he says, it's easier to pick what he hasn't drawn or written. But he's most famous for Iron Man, repopularizing Iron Man in the late 70s. He and David Michelinie, his writing partner.
So did Iron Man have a downfall for a while?
Yeah, it wasn't doing very well in the late 70s.
Oh, what was wrong?
It just wasn't selling. I don't know. I'm not going to say whose fault it was. I don't know, but it had lost its zest. Maybe the writers weren't inspired anymore. The artists, I don't know. But so it was going to be canceled. And then Marvel said to Bob and David Michelinie, it was like, okay, we got these 3 titles here. They were up and coming talent, so they put up and coming talent on books they're going to cancel. They moved the veterans from the books that aren't doing so well over to something more popular, right? Yeah. So Bob and Dave said, hey, oh, cool, we'll take Iron Man, please. Actually, Bob was, please, Iron Man. And David said, yeah, okay, let's do Iron Man. And they said, can we change a few things? Can we do this and that and the other? And then Marvel said, yeah, do what you want. We're going to cancel it anyway. So they did what they want, and within a few months, it was one of the biggest selling books again at Marvel. Thus laying the groundwork for Bob and Dave's success and prolific works for the next 20 years. You know,
isn't it also ironic that Iron Man, the Marvel movie, was the one that basically started the quote Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, according to sources, that is directly because who was the head honcho of Marvel Studios?
Oh, Stan Lee.
No. At the movie studios.
Oh. Is that the guy who was having the battle with Eisner to try to get to change the?
No, that was Chapek. This is going way back, and I can't believe I can't remember his name. He's a giant fan of Bob Layton's artwork.
Right.
Has an entire gallery of Bob's original artwork.
Wow.
And he said, apparently he told Bob, he said, if it wasn't for your Iron Man, there will be no MCU. because he wanted to start with Iron Man.
Wow.
So yeah, Bob tells that story much better than I. But anyway, the point is, who is this Bob character and why are you talking about him?
Yeah.
He was. I met this girl named Jillian, and we became an item, and we're married now.
Ooh.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Don't make me go into any more detail. But anyway, so she used to be married to Bob Layton.
Oh no.
So imagine my surprise when I find out this girl I'm dating was married to the legendary comic artist, Bob Layton. Okay, I can deal with this. So for obvious reasons, this sort of remotivated me to get back into artwork, into drawing comics again.
Yeah.
And I got lucky. I did a couple of, let me pull them up. I did a Star Trek thing. Not it was never published.
Yeah. Well, that's what attracted me to your art. I mean,
that's where I was going. That's where we met.
Right.
I'd done some of this, and you were on it because it was the Neutral Zone, right?
Right.
Ray Tessie's Neutral Zone.
Yes.
They have an entire Star Trek set.
Okay. This is what's crazy. I'm going to jump in for a little bit for some fast storytelling. I used to work with Philo Barnhart. You know, he's a brilliant, amazing artist. Really, he worked on Little Mermaid, 30 years of television. He almost has the same story. What didn't he work on for television animation back in the day? There was even a time when we went to a museum devoted to Afrocentric characters who appeared in animation, starting with Black Mantis was the first on a major Saturday morning cartoon, all the way for the present day. Either his mother, his father, or he worked on every single display comic story that was in there. They had original cells and props, and literally that family touched every single piece of animation that was being displayed, which was just freakishly amazing.
Did you get an original piece?
No, they wouldn't let me go past the line to grab off the wall, but that'd be stealing, so that'd be wrong. But back to Ray Tessie, there was a time when they were doing some fan films, and you could probably give a lot more detail on it, but there were a couple of studios built. There's one in Ticonderoga.
Yeah, you can't shoot there. That's a licensed museum.
Right. Well, it had to become a licensed museum because all of the drama from Axanar, from what I understand.
Well, that was part of it. Yeah, we could spend 2 hours talking about that.
Oh yeah. And then with Ray Tessie's, who's also a great gentleman, he had his own where this non-for-profit with Vic Mignogna's or whatever. Can you take it over because I'm not explaining it right?
Okay, well, so Vic Mignogna, and I wish I had pictures for this. I have so many pictures. Guys, if you ever get around to Georgia and are a Star Trek fan, Ray is now the owner or operator of the Star Trek sets from Star Trek Continues, which were originally part of Star Trek, I think, Farragut.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but anyway, it's been sort of, you build a bridge, you build a corridor, then you get more money, you shoot an episode, then you get more money, and you build a transporter room, and you do another episode, and you build more money, and you do engineering. So eventually, they have an entire set that's laid out exactly like it was in 1966 at Desilu Studios.
Oh, yeah.
And you can walk around the whole thing and never see reality. Right.
It was berserk. I felt like I was on the ship. I mean, all my.
It's exact. It's fantastic. It's
wow.
And so I've been in a few of those.
Do you have any photos from the set?
Yes.
Oh, put them up. Put them up. We just got to put them up. This is like for all the Star Trek fans. By the way, do you want to know how a Vulcan swear?
How?
Live long and prosper. Live short and don't. That's like the biggest swear. If I was Vulcan, I'd be like,
live short and don't.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
See, this is a Vulcan being
like
offended.
No, I can't. I can't do it. All right.
I'll try to do it from my end. So when I get there, I'll just say stop sharing and then go from there. But continue, please.
So I'm looking for. Yeah, gosh, I would have to go through all my pictures.
Okay, never mind.
That could be embarrassing.
I'll find something.
I thought I had a folder with just them, but anyway. So he has the set with all the entire set. He's got costumes, he's got props and whatnot, and he rents it out to people to come film their own fan films. And sometimes people come in there with a lot of money, a lot of equipment, and all the Hollywood tropes. And other times it's just a couple of guys got some money, just want to do a thing on on these real sets, and it's cool. I've been in a handful of them, and it's great. It's hot. It's very hot. But if you get a chance to do one of the tours, which they do pretty much at least once a month, I think these days. It's called the Neutral Zone Studios. It's in Kingsland, Georgia.
Yeah.
And, Ray Tessie is the guy to talk about. He's an wonderful guy, gentleman and a scholar, and just a sweet guy. And
I helped him launch during the COVID time.
Yep.
And then we'll shift subject. I advised him on how to launch a non-for-profit, and that basically saved his hide because he was going to go under. It was just, it was almost like it's over type story. Like I'm gonna have to shut the doors. And I convinced him, fortunately, to do a non-for-profit, and thankfully, he's still going strong. And because there's a lot of, on a side note, there is a lot of grant money out there. For people who are having a tough time, I've become involved with a non-for-profit called Thrivent.com, THRIVEENT, Thrivent.com. And it teaches financial literacy. And it's been so fun helping people who, might be in a tough bind or something, figure it out. And they can often pull themselves up and succeed. But back to
what was that called?
Thrivent?
Thrivent?
No, Thrive, like Thrive, THRIVEENT.com.
Thrivent. Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird name. But I've been going around trying to show off things for them, and trying to help and whatnot. So, but just to change subject slightly for a moment, I've been very fortunate, or there can be a career. Okay, for example, everything you've talked about with your career has been in the private sector. It's not been for the showbiz world, but it's been companies, correct?
Well, no, I've done. I did do some cleanup work on an Iron Man series of Iron Man covers.
Oh my God! Tell us about that.
Does that count?
Yes.
Well, so Bob did a commission. Bob Layton did a big Iron Man, Hall of Iron, all the Iron Man suits over the last 40 years, 50 years, whatever. They did a commission for a client.
Right.
And it was 8 pieces. If you know about comics, Bristol board, 11 by 17. I got a bunch over there. Anyway, he put basically 8 of those together. I might have a picture.
Oh, let's see.
Sorry.
Okay. You'll find it.
I will find it. Here we go. Oh, no, I'm not sharing anymore, am I?
Oh, wow. On a side note, our missing host, the brilliant and amazing Les Garner, talked about, and a few other people have talked about the band Lunatic Fringe graphic novel and CD written and drawn by the band members, which I think is kind of interesting.
Oh, that's great.
And he also talked about meeting Nana
Visitor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Major Kara and DS9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's been fun too. We'll get back to Star Trek people in a minute. Where people are more of a Star Wars fan, I'm yay, Star Trek. Boy, okay, let's get back to the subject. Sorry.
All right. So,
I have so many restraints on. It's like I'm the card, the chariot right now.
You speak. You're schizophrenic. You speak it fluently. So, can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. So here's.
Wait, they're glossy. Pull them out.
Oh, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see that picture?
No. You need to share it again. Hit present.
It says I am, but I'll stop sharing and
reshare.
Present.
Yeah.
Share screen.
Right. I can hardly wait till we do conventions together. It's going to be so cool.
Why is it not working?
Wow.
Share screen. Share screen.
Yeah.
Window. Entire screen.
Yeah. Hopefully it pops up.
Bulk. Do you see Bob? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So you can see how big it was, and
yes.
And you can see what they did with the cover. So basically, just to wrap this up, Bob did this commission for these guys for this client, and then Marvel expressed an interest in actually using it for these covers. So he was busy, and he said, "Jason, can you just do cleanup on this?" So I just went in and did the cleanup, make sure it all matched, up. Yeah. Just did cleanup, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. I'm not saying Bob's sloppy. It's just because of the way papers go together, So and I got to throw in a couple of my own flourishes, but just so that was fun. And then further riding Bob's coattails.
Yes.
Do you remember how I mentioned I'm a video editor?
Yeah.
Well, so Icons Icons Unearthed.
Okay.
TV show. I think it's from the people who brought you the toys that made us and the games that made us. Those guys.
That's a great series.
Yes, exactly. So they contacted Bob because they were doing this Marvel thing.
Right.
Icons Unearthed, Marvel. So with Bob and a bunch of other people. And so they said, well, can we send a team out to you, a camera team? And Bob said, don't worry, I got my own. And so Michael and I went out to his place and just set up and shot. And you see the laptop right there is where they were in LA. Right. Feeding him the questions. And then we just had 2 cameras set up and filmed it for a couple of hours. And and it's on, not sure where it's on now. Vice TV. It's on Vice TV.
Is that a familiar gentleman in the forefront?
That's me going, why isn't anything working? Anyway, that's Bob's place before he moved. Bob lives in Korea now. He's been traveling the world. That's his old place down here. So that was kind of a treat, and then of course there's this documentary that a few people have been wanted me to just kind of pursue.
Whoa.
Based on a little 7-minute video I did for Tampa Theater when they were doing a showing of it was a whole Iron Man week, and Bob did it. They showed Iron Man 1 and then brought Bob out, but before they brought Bob out for Q&A, they showed a video that I made. I probably finished it like the day before it was about to air. Tyler, our film commissioner, was not happy about. He's like, I never let things go up on my screen that I haven't QC'd. I'm like, sorry. But then afterwards, I was backstage with Lloyd, and it played after the movie. My little thing played, especially a retrospect of Bob's life, a teaser, and I was backstage when it was playing, and then Bob and Tyler came up. Bob was almost in tears. He was like, that was beautiful. And Tyler's like, thank God, that kicked ass. That was great. And then later on, Tyler, as we were leaving the party and the festivity, Tyler said, you really should expand that 7-minute piece into a full documentary because it's good. And so that started gestating, and other people found out, and it's like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So we're in the collating stage right now, and then and sooner than later we'll probably do a crowdfund for it if that's the way we deem it needs to go. But I'm open to anything. Any investors out there, if you want a 90-minute documentary feature on Bob Layton, then give me a call.
Oh, okay. Something tracked. Bob Layton was married to your current wife.
Yes.
And Bob are buddies.
Oh, we're buddies. Yeah. He used to go back when we were at the old house 10, 11, 12 years ago. He was still living in Los Angeles because he was working in Hollywood.
Okay.
Selling scripts and script doctoring and all that kind of stuff, and making loads of connections, and which is easy for Bob to do because he's very, very likable, very out there, and fun and funny and all that, and inspiring. And so he's out there, and he would come back to Florida and do MegaCon or TampaCon or whatever cons,
right?
And so he would stay with us. In his old house. So Jill would go to bed at like 9, and Bob and I would be on the lanai, chatting, talking shop until like 2 in the morning. So, I mean, we're both writers, we're both artists, we're both film guys.
Yeah.
If she'd been married to a certified public accountant, there might not been as much conversation. But,
you'd be bored out of your mind.
Yeah, I think it would have been 9:30. We would have gone to bed, but
yeah. You would have gone to bed at 6.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would have been at the club.
Oh, I'm tired. How many hours do you need to sleep? 12.
Yeah.
No, 15 hours.
So anyway, we became fast friends, and he's a great. Actually, I'm a little remiss right now because, like I said, he is in Korea, and. He came for a visit a couple of months ago, did some things, and then went back. And I don't think we've talked to him. No, we have talked to him since then. But
okay,
well overdue. I need to call you, Bob. Sorry, brother.
Yes.
Okay.
Call Bob because he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is a very cool dude. So
just look at that. Oh, that's great.
Oh, that was from a calendar. It was a credit union calendar that had messaging, superhero based, but it had messaging as to, best practices for this, that, and the other, that kind of thing. Don't open emails that smell funny.
Right. And it's usually an odor that you get from your computer.
Yeah. Mine stinks.
Go back to that earlier one.
Huh?
Go back to that earlier one. The one where the guy is like, oh.
Yeah, he got infected with a virus. Get it? Yeah. I had to characterize these sort of rather banal computer daily issues, like how do you make them fun? But anyway, that was a fun gig. I like that one.
Have you heard of CompTIA?
Is it contagious?
No, it's a school that teaches like cybersecurity and computer defense and all this other stuff. It's one of the places where you get certified. Military sends people there. I actually had a gig there for a while. This is really cool. You got a good deal for perspective, and unlike the modern comics where sometimes it's like my work is like I'm a cartoonist, but one thing I am good at is layout and collaging and communicating what I want to other artists.
Yeah.
Who have skill, and a lot of times I've seen artists have skill, but what's weird is when it comes to creativity, it's so, or non-existent. Where there's this one gentleman I worked with who worked on my first book, Clingman. Great work, great layouts, but if he didn't have a script and wasn't told what to do, the spark wouldn't start. There'd be nothing. Which is weird, and I've seen artists who have done that. Now, with you, in your case, you were like Les Garner. You say something less, boom! This explosion of
yeah.
Jason Spriggs. You say something, boom! An explosion of amazingness. And what is it? Do you think about you that makes you different? That you have this nonstop well of amazingness. And yeah, of course there's writer's block and artist block, but your work is dynamic, it's three-dimensional, it has life to it, it's interesting, it's fun.
I don't know. I think it probably comes from the film thing. I mean, film and comics are not unlike, but obviously one moves and one doesn't. So you have to find the exact frame of a shot with and the shot in a scene that speaks to the tone and the theme and the story, basically, right?
Right.
So I tend to think cinematically more than what would this look like in a comic book. You know what I mean? And hopefully translate that. I'm sure I choke at times where my grasp, artistic or imaginative grasp, exceeds my talent, but I try. So I think that's where it starts. It starts as a moving picture, as a scene, and then and then with this thing, I mean, there was you and I. You told me about Rari, your cat.
Yes, my poor late cat.
Safari.
A Safaris, yes.
And we were talking. We were just coming off the horror book, by Brian K. Marsh, and you said you wanted to develop a story, an arc with your cat.
Yeah.
So we back and forth, and then, as I'm apt to do, I went, okay, got it. And then I start going off. And before there was any story, I was doing these things for you, these prints.
Yes.
I mean, there was no story. It was
just a synergetic, let's make these cool posters.
Right.
And it was a way to honor the cat. And some of the things, like zoom in on her eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just love that.
I don't know where that came from. I did it on the first one, right? Because there are several stages. I mean, that looks like a giant house cat, and it's supposed to. So there's
the other one.
There's her as the giant, just house cat, normal.
Yeah.
And then there she's getting pissed, and then there's a third one. What do you call it? The berserker.
Yeah. So we have normal mode where she's like, nah.
Yeah. Well, normal, and then there, and she's fighting.
And then rage mode.
The rage mode we haven't done yet, so we have to design that still.
Right.
And then there's that, which
where it's almost getting there. Now zoom in on the fish lead. That's so funny.
On the
how did you think of the fish girl? She's like, here's some fish.
Well, cats like fish, right? So she's trying to calm it down. Her husband's like, get away from there. But, what I wanted to do on this, and I don't think I didn't achieve, but I was inspired by Jeff Darrow stuff.
Oh.
Where there's these giant pages of just chaos and mayhem, but it's very precise and detailed and fantastic. And I wanted to have much more going on in the street, but it also comes. I overwork the city a bit too much, so there always comes a time where you have to just let it go.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what happened there. So we've got two more of these coming. But the point I wanted to make was, when I'm drawing these, there at least the first couple.
Yeah, that's the first one.
There was no story. There were no characters. I just drew what was cool, and then from that became
on her face there.
Okay, we got our monster. Okay, we know that.
Yeah.
Okay. We got soldiers. Okay, I'm going to take a soldier. Okay, we got these guys over here. Who are these guys? What were they doing there? Why is this ambulance blown? Well, we know why it's blown up. Concussion, but maybe they're hooligans. Maybe they're gang members, and they were going to rip off this ambulance. And then all hell broke loose with Tentacle Monster, right? And Rari and stuff. So, and then the military comes in, and these guys are like, okay, we better get the hell out of here. Well, so all of these were not connected at all, other than just for this image. Yeah. But I started doing that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this guy. He's a young Filipino kid, fell in with the wrong crowd in this gang.
Yeah.
And he ends up alone.
Oh, he's Filipino. Okay.
In this situation.
Yeah.
He's kind of mixed race, actually. And then one of these guys could be Sam. We're calling Sam.
Right. Military, super soldier Sam for now.
He's a true alpha male, caring, good guy, knows what he's doing, doesn't
Yes.
But and then so the next one, I'm like, okay, so they're out of that situation. He's hooked up with his sister,
right,
who is clearly not in the military. and he actually had to give her some combat boots because she was wearing these stupid pumps because where she was at when all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
And then there's a silhouette of our Puerto Rican kid, but we don't know much about him yet. So he's still a silhouette, And they're all clearly, they've stopped in the desert to look at something that's off camera. And these jets are flying towards it too.
See what I like when I'm selling this, and soldiers buy this like crazy. I mean, it is like a soldier hot item. And next month, I'm fortunate enough to be doing a show at a military base. Sonny, I keep forgetting his last name, but Sonny, who owns Jack's, the game store in Biloxi, Mississippi, led me on to this convention that's going to be at a military base, and I know this is going to sell well. But the sales that I do is like the pilots know what's going on. Rari is aware of what's going on. Ashley, we'll just call her Ashley for now. The girl, Ashley, is aware that Rari realizes something, and for now, Sam is clueless, which I think is hysterical.
That's your take on it? He's clueless. Okay.
Right. Well, he's just looking around. He's on alert, but everybody else realizes there's something going on. With the planes going.
Right.
And then Rari is like, and then she's like, girl, and then it's like, and then Sam will be like, what's going on? And then she'll try to talk in her cat way, which of course, in her mind, she thinks she's giving full intelligent sentences, and Sam, because of being so emotionally close to Rari, is able to infer what she's saying, so she thinks that she's communicating well.
And this story is basically about family, and these two, the sister and the brother, were estranged. They're very different people after their parents died, and the interconnection that they've had for the last few years has been the cat. She looks after the cat when he's deployed. Comes home, she comes back over, blah blah blah, and that's kind of where we pick up. This current time when he's deployed, something happens which has to do. He's deployed in the desert somewhere. Something happens has to do with our monsters, and then he comes back, and she was looking after the cat. And she comes. Anyway, I won't tell you the whole story, but it's
yeah. You could buy the books and read the story, but the other motivation too is with our buddy Les Garner being the guy is berserk when it comes to skill for 3D art. You need him to do 3D art. He's like, yes, it's done. It's like, what?
Yeah, mine comes out the other end, but either way.
Oh no! Oh, that's funny. But we're planning on a toy line for her, a comic series, and now show one with the logo in it.
Oh,
if you have it.
I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for that.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. This was interesting. You see that?
That's great.
That was for the thing at Cipriani's, that was fun. Anyway,
wow.
Don't you have one? You should have it.
I do, but I haven't been able to get this thing up. Oh well, that's okay. The logo. I'll just tell people the logo. Oh, can you pull up just the logo?
No.
Okay. Now here's what's crazy about the logo. Maki Takarada, a wonderful, amazing young lady. Her father, Akira Takarada, or father-in-law, Akira Takarada, was in the first Godzilla movie ever done. And he's
Man in Suit?
Countless others.
Man in Suit, right?
No.
Oh, no?
Like one of the soldiers. He was like, oh, this is so tough. Oh, this is so bad. But if you, I guess we can't see it, but oh well. There we go. Kind of like, there he is. Akira Takarada.
Well, I think I'm still sharing. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, just for a second. But you can see that, But so basically, Laurie has a direct connection to Godzilla, which is nuts. Because she designed the main katakana or hiragana, however you do the Japanese language for it.
Oh, yeah.
And your skill changed it to color with the title. The title in Japanese here, go back to art because our faces are old and yucky.
Speak for yourself, mate.
Woo! I look like Pop's troll, and we'll tell you about the troll later.
Okay. Share screen.
Oh, do you know the name Scott Biederstedt?
No, but bless you.
Troll Lords.
No.
Okay. Yeah, apparently I'm going to be publishing his book. Now, there was this one time I was at this convention, and they asked me to go on stage to moderate. And then somebody asked me, what is my connection with all these people? And there were like 7 different artists of various backgrounds and stuff. And I just said, oh, the one commonality that this guy with an Emmy, this guy who has gotten, awards for what are the comic awards called?
The Eisners?
Yeah, Eisner. This guy has an Eisner.
Yeah.
This guy has like the Spaceship Award, that you get at conventions. It's for writing. So you had all these people with all these awards up there. And I said, oh, simple. The one commonality that they all have with me is I've published them and we worked on projects together.
There you go.
Which is like that kind of like put me in a different stance. It was like, oh, well, that's the weirdness with being a publisher is, you got an idea and you like could do it all yourself. You're able to do that, or you get a writer who you could trust. Brian K. Morris, for example, amazing. Just love his work. Then you oversee it. Then you may give it to an artist, who may work in the style that you want to. Then a colorist. I will often do the lettering and the typography.
We have to shout out Al Josa.
Right, Al Josa. Oh my gosh. He is a fiend. Did you have a color piece you could pull up?
Probably somewhere.
Okay. Which is just neat. And also I want to do a major shout out to all the fans who've tuned in, who are watching. I know that you're expecting to see Les, but Les is on a secret mission. And sometimes there are covert secret missions that Les goes on that we're really not allowed to talk about. The fact that I've talked about this could get me in major trouble, but I'm rebellious. Oh, on a side note, while you're looking for this, my son Sam, and his boss, who owns a tax company, on the 15th, they're like calling me up and say, hey, you want to get together and goof off? And I'm like, wait, today is the tax day.
Yeah.
We never work on tax day. I'm like, what? Yeah, basically, you have to get everything to us and done by the 14th. If not, on the 16th, we just file for extensions for everything.
Yes.
And so it's almost like Halloween at a haunted house. Halloween at a haunted house is the deadest day. The tax guys, they're like, no, this is our vacation. We'll go out to eat, see movies, be like, woohoo. And it's like, now they can breathe for air. My son's a certified IRS tax agent and a mortgage broker. So now that tax season is over, now he can work on, you want to buy a house? Here's the money.
Can I talk to him about my taxes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll do that. I've been helping people with that through Sean Sullivan or connections. Like there are some artists who gotten themselves into some serious back trouble taxes. And,
it's easy to do as a freelancer.
Yeah. But this one young lady, it was pretty serious, and her property was under threat, and she had more than one property because she was buying properties with the money she was making to, basically build up, a small revenue, and the properties were going to get seized But after working with them, they were able to figure it out. They realized it was primarily errors, just not knowing the tax code. And it's all cleaned up. Everything is safe. All her properties are safe. And so her long-term plan is going to be safe. So that's one example. And there are a couple of other stories that
and there was much rejoicing.
Yes.
So, and we're back now with Tax Talk with Charles D. Moisant.
Oh, no.
Caller, go ahead. What's your question for Charles?
Yeah. Jason is now like...
No, don't worry about me. I'm worried about
any chance in pulling up the color?
Yes.
Oh, let's see it.
All right.
Got to hit the present.
Yep, I'm doing that. Chrome window. Do I need an entire screen?
That. I don't see it yet.
Okay, present.
Yeah.
Screen. Share screen.
Yeah.
Window, entire. Let me just do that.
Maybe this could work out.
There we go. Sorry, I can't just pick the one I want to pick. I have 3 monitors here. And,
of course.
And
just
I want to get face cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in Florida.
Window.
In cancer of the world. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. It looks like it's working. Yes. Wow. Look at that in color.
Wait, can you?
Yeah, that looks great. That looks great. So now you can color too, correct?
I can. I do not enjoy it.
Okay.
I am fine with other people doing that. Al Joseph is a wonderful collaborator. He'll do a pass, and I'll just throw in a few suggestions, and then he'll make it happen. He's great.
Yeah, turn off that layer so we can see the one underneath. You're getting there soon.
What do you see there? Do you see the cat in the desert?
I see the cat.
Okay.
But it's fun. And
there you go.
Now, there's the logo. Zoom in on the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. So Rory's like, I will kill you. Ah.
She doesn't know what, at this point, she has no idea what's going on. She has just sort of been birthed.
Yeah.
And after dying. And
yeah.
Tunneling underground and going through this very psychotic sort of rebirth.
Right.
Until she erupts from the ground with this other creature that also is going through the same thing. He's not quite as magnanimous or benign as Rory, though.
Right.
He goes on a tirade. So Rory's instinct to go and protect people.
Yes.
And they end up downtown, and then this happens. So
I tell people they're her kittens. Just look at how cool. So in Japanese, it's Kaiju Neka no Rari.
Neka no Rari?
Yeah, Kaiju Neka. Neka, Japanese, and no is like monster cat, space Rari. So
space Rari.
Yeah, both. Yeah, soon there'll be one. Now, on a personal side, we are doing Les and I. We are doing a tarot card set. If you go to GET, I'll type it in so our producer can help us. GET.HPLOVECRAFTTAROT.com.
Can I buy a vowel?
Yeah, you can buy a vowel. I'm going to see if my screen share works. Get Lovecraft, LOVECRAFT. That's why it didn't work. Tarot. Tarot T. Oh, come on, stop doing that. Stop being mean. TAROT.
I just saw the chat. I finally just saw the chat. So
yeah.
Hopefully there's nobody was asking me a question. I'm ignoring them.
Oh yeah, no, you're just rude. Yeah, get hplovecrafttarot.com. There we go. Yeah, that is a big cat, sketchy guy.
That's a big cat.
Yeah, it's a big cat.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Cat got your old buddy. Well, if Pops is there, we've been on for a whole hour, and it feels like it's been. Oh yeah, your spaceship gun book. Talk about your spaceship gun book.
Spaceship gun book.
Yes, your ray gun book.
Oh, ray gun book. Yeah, I'm surrounded by them right now because I was doing
no picture of that.
Okay, we'll have to present again, right? You think I would have got it down by now?
Yeah.
There, window. That.
So quickly talk about this. What is this ray gun book that you're doing that I'm going to help you with the Kickstarter?
Sorry. Well, I don't know if you can see. Oh, she's infinity again. Wee. Okay. Sorry. Well, some time ago, can you see that? What do you see?
It's just a blob of us.
Okay, let me. Stop.
Mr. 3 monitor.
Okay.
I'll see if I could pull something up.
Riveting television for everybody.
Yes.
Okay. Let's share screen because it's Chrome tab, window, and entire screen. And I'm never quite sure which one to hit. Let me.
Yeah.
That one. You got that?
Yes. Oh, look at that. So
okay.
Talk about this project real quick, and then after that, when Pops wants to jump in, if we are interrupted by commercials, and then we know it's the end of the show. So talk about this project.
Okay, Mr. Ray Gun. There's a number of years ago, I started collecting vintage toy ray guns from about mid 30s to the early 70s before everything became mass produced, and I got to a point where this is a very expensive hobby. I should figure out a way to monetize this. And so I thought, let's do a giant, big hardback coffee table edition.
Yeah,
so the drugs haven't kicked in yet. Of this, as much history as we can find on them, some wonderful, 4K photography and all that jazz. There were a couple of books in the 90s, that were great books. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see me here on the thing. But there was a book called Zap and a book called Ray Gun in the 90s. And
no, we're able to see your image. You're still on camera, so if you want to grab a book and show it to the screen, go ahead.
Oh, you can't. Oh, okay, yeah. See, I'm on and that's on. So let's see here.
Yeah.
And Zap. So
Zap.
So these were the inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, there's Ray Gun.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and it's mostly single profile pictures.
Right.
And it's wonderful. And
cool.
So we looked at that, and then we looked at basically the same thing. This one's seen better days. It's kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we looked at those and we went, okay, well they're 20 years old, 30 years old. I don't know. We could probably maybe improve on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Not saying we're better or anything. I'm just like technology is a bit better. We have InDesign now, in which I taught myself to do this.
Yeah.
And so set up a photo booth. I knew photography enough to be dangerous. And and I'm pretty specific. When I want something, that's the way I want something. So I'm doing the photography myself. And and so we put this book together. Let me change
Whoa.
That. So the difference between the other books is that we're doing multiple angles and a little more history.
Yeah.
Whenever we can find it. It's not like every gun has an epic story. Far from truth. But you can find some information that and just come on. And so I'm in the process of photographing that, researching all the guns, laying them out. It's a process.
Now, how many pages is your current book?
I currently I don't even know the answer to that.
Okay. When we get together, we'll get that figured out.
Yeah. So there's some placeholders. I got placeholders and
Right.
the title placeholder. That's not exact. That's not this gun.
Yeah.
That's a picture from Alpha Drone, which is a great website for this kind of stuff.
Wow.
And yeah, just go by decade. Whoops, you can see some of the pages are bugged up there. But
she's hot.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Along with the ray guns, what else was popular from the 30s to the early 70s, early 60s was pinup art, cheesecake, Vargas, all that. So we're like, well, let's do girls with ray guns dressed up in costumes, appropriate for the decade that they're in. Right. Let me go way back here to the 30s. And so these were just test photos. We basically got all the gorgeous women we knew. And
well, you know a lot of gorgeous women. I wish I knew some.
Well, I knew 4 at least.
Well, that's more than me. And you're married.
There you go. There's Margie. So this is just a setup. This was going to be a vignette where she was on an alien planet, a couple moons, and sitting in the ocean, just took off her spacesuit. And then there's this creature that pops up behind her, because these guns are it's one of the first squirt guns.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one here. Yeah.
Boy, I feel like I've gotten a gold mine having you on a. You have
more easily, so I'm into a lot of things.
You have an original.
So there you go. So this would open up, right? Inside this would be a leather bladder or some kind of bladder.
Okay.
And then you would, you'd fill it up with water and then squirt, right?
Yeah.
Also came in red. This was very hard to find, but yeah. So yeah, I'm working along with everything else. I'm working. That was a cool one.
That's cool.
Working on this book. We even have
yeah.
Mr. Reagan.
And possibly one of the earliest examples of IP merchandise tie-ins. Daisy considered it a beneficial promotion for their new toy if artist Dick Hawkins could redesign the Buck Rogers comic strips ray guns to reflect their new design, which he enthusiastically did, and they were eventually featured in the on-screen adventures as well. Invented by Charles F. Flayfever, the patent for the XC31 atomic pistol was granted in July 1935 at 9.5 inches. Oh my. It was constructed from stamped metal with a beautiful nickel-plated muzzle and barrel ring.
There we go.
So you're going to have a soundtrack that goes with it, or the whole book is being read?
Cass S. Huff, the son of Daisy's founder and brain trust behind the rocket pistol.
Anyway, that's just a sneak peek of the show. I'm sorry, what did you say, Charles?
Yeah, no. I said you have audio too that describes the guns and some of the history.
It's a YouTube show, yeah.
Wow.
That's here. Let me show you the title.
Yeah.
Scene sequence. Okay, so we haven't finished the beginning, but it's like a teaser.
Gun ever.
Wait.
All right.
Ray gun ever.
Stop.
This is the very first ray gun ever.
The first ray gun ever. So where can people find your YouTube channel or contact you or get a hold of you or just worship you or send you money?
Well, for all of the above, I live at 510 Running Horse Road. No, it's not out yet because we want to produce 6 episodes before we put any out, right?
Okay.
Same theory as we were speaking about yesterday of making an entire issue
right
of the comic and then putting it out there and continuing on.
Okay.
We didn't want to just put one out and then spend 3 months making the next one and et cetera, right? So
hey, good to see ya. Thanks for joining. Dig BW1.
I like this. This is fun. This was fun to film.
It's an every Sunday New York paper and a substantial product order in exchange for a 1-week exclusive at Macy's during their upcoming 1934 Christmas season. And
Wow.
boy, did it work.
Wow.
On day one, lines stretched around the block in anticipation for the Buck Brothers XC31 rifle pistol. In fact, Macy's kept selling out, and Daisy went into overtime to manufacture and deliver the ray guns to New York. But when once Macy's exclusive ran out, their biggest competitor, Gimbel's department store, offered the XC31 for 47 cents, 2 cents cheaper than Macy's, who then countered with a 45-cent offering. Gimbel shot back again, and the cosmic price war was on.
That's amazing.
It was as low as 13 cents. It's about 19 cents under wholesale cost. In fact, Daisy rented an office at the McAlpin Hotel, located
I'm going to have to wrap things up, unfortunately, because we've gone over time.
Well, I've rambled on enough.
Hey, I'm very happy with you, but we got some ads we got to play, and then it would be a due. And I cannot thank you enough for last minute.
Yeah, it was a bit.
No, it was very gracious of you, and we easily could have talked Star Trek stuff for hours too, because you've been in one of the shows, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been in several episodes.
Right.
One recurring character. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, look at the Avalon, the Josh and Tyler's Star Trek Avalon.
I would like to say real quick, lift both your hands up like this, Jason. Repeat after me. I am amazing.
I am amazing.
I am brilliant.
I am brilliant.
And the world is better.
And the world is better.
Because I'm in it.
Because I'm in it.
Now run the ads.
Usually I say that after a few drinks.
Yes.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for having me. And
thank you.
We'll talk soon, okay?
All right.
Keep an eye out, Mr. Ray Gun Adventures on.
Hold on a minute, guys. Don't just go anywhere right quite yet, because you said something about Star Trek.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a little Star Trek.
Oh, goody.
I'm going to give you a little Star Trek.
Woo!
And
Oh, where's my
Ben, I'm here right now at the Grand Rapids Comic-Con in Kalamazoo, and look who you get to hang out with if you come down here right now, yo.
Hey, come on down and say hi. We're having a great time here.
Awesome. You guys know her from Deep Space Nine, yo. Woo! Yeah. Come on down, check it out, get an autograph. You're going to love it. Peace.
Peace.
we love some Nana. She's pretty great.
Wow.
Dude, she's still hot. She's so nice. She was all smiles and fun to talk to. Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people who are sitting at a table in that instance, and very few have I come upon that were that genuinely happy to be there.
Yeah.
I love happy people.
Yeah, she was cool, man. That's all I got to say. She was cool. So, now, thank you, Charles, for standing in for Les. You did a wonderful job. Jason, I want to get with you, maybe have you on a couple of the other shows. We have like 30 shows on the network. So you might hear from me. Okay. Are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make sure that you're connected and stuff. Jason, get ready for your rise to fame, because I have a bad habit of doing that to people.
30 years to become an overnight sensation, right?
Yes. Oh, and Jason, you're British, right?
I used to be, but I've had the operation.
Yeah. Well, in your honor, I drank some tea, and I heard a tip cheerio from you. In your most British accent.
Holy crap, that was good.
All right, I'm going to go make some Marmite and other cliche English things. So thanks for having me again, and we'll talk Pops.
Wait. Before you go, hold on. You two keep talking. I got to show you something.
We can do this all day. You know that, right?
We could do this all day.
Hold on, I want to show you something. You people in the back are going to have to cut real close, though.
But yeah, I got to perform for people in the back row.
And then at the end of the show, I got something I want to show you, but you people in the front are going to have to get real close if you want to see it.
Here, read what I have.
Auntie's Delicious Spotted Dick.
Yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing.
Uh-huh.
But fortunately, I know a good doctor.
All right. And with that, we are out of here. You guys know we have some sponsors that we love. One of them is Cindy Koepp. If you don't know Cindy Koepp, go check out Cindy Koepp right here.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Glamorized and embraced by Hollywood, feared in the underworld, Benjamin Bugsy Siegel was one of the most powerful men in America. He was also one of the most hated. The man who gave birth to Las Vegas was gunned down in the luxurious home of his glamorous lover. Almost 80 years later, his murder remains unsolved. Who killed Bugsy?
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands in there.